I have been waiting to preach on Galatians 5. I don't mean since we started the Galatians series. I mean since I started ministering. I've been waiting for us to be ready to deal with the message of Galatians chapter 5. Because I think it's a transformational message. And I think it's a message we somehow lose. And I realized how much we lose it on Tuesday night and Wednesday. One of the things I've started to notice by videotaping and transferring the video is how clogged up I've been. My nasal passages have been a mess for a good while. I've also recognized it when I try to lay down at night. My sinuses will get stuffed and breathing's hard and falling asleep becomes almost difficult. Well, on Tuesday, we talked about this in the elders meeting, and finally someone said, why don't you try Mucinex? I said, okay. Now, we're not going to get any more detail what that does. You can read the box yourself. So after our meeting, after 10 o'clock, I went to Walmart to buy the sinus Mucinex. Anybody know what the problem with that is at 10 o'clock at night? My over-the-counter medication that will help me breathe was locked up behind the counter. Think about that for a second. Over-the-counter medication was locked up behind the counter. Why? Why is drugs that I need no prescription for, which means I'm free to use, locked behind the counter? Because someone might buy the same package or steal the same package I wanted and make crystal methamphetamine out of it. So because someone might abuse the freedom of over-the-counter drugs, drugs that have been determined that we don't need prescriptions for, we need to lock those up so nobody abuses them. So I get to go home Tuesday night and struggle to breathe another night. And then it's Wednesday. And hey, the pharmacy's open. And have anybody gone to buy the stuff that's got the methamphetamine in it? You'd think I could walk in, take the little card over and go, hi, I can't breathe. Notice the nasally sound in my voice. Give me the pills. That should work, right? Wrong. Sir, can I see your license? And then Methuselah's wife, who for some reason is the person we've put with the technology, has to finger type on a touch screen every single, I think they know now I'm an organ donor by the time she got done. Yes, has a heart on it. Okay. Then you'd think, okay, she's got my information. Give me my drugs, right? Wrong. I have to read and accept 3 pages of nonsense that I didn't read, but I want the drug, so I accepted it. I may be under perjury of law even telling this story. I don't know what was in that disclaimer. Then I had to sign my signature to this statement. And I've been promised that if I buy anything else, I don't have to do this again. Thank God. So once I do that, I get my drugs, right? No, I still got to buy them and pay for them, and then since I put it on the debit card, I got to sign again. And this is what happens if I want to breathe. Can I tell you something? Jesus said he'd promise his spirit or his breath of life to people. And my guess is your Christian experience has been very similar to my experience in trying to breathe. What is supposed to be the free gift that we talked about at Christmas of John 3:16, well, suddenly there's a disclaimer. Because we're afraid that people might abuse the freedom that comes in Jesus. And suddenly you start to find that we've gone ahead and regulated and legislated and come up with all kinds of obstacles of what the gospel means. But this morning, as we flip over to Channel 5, we see the title of our sermon is the fact that we have the freedom of the forgiven. The freedom of the forgiven. Verse 1. We have to accept this or the rest of the sermon falls apart. Notice what Paul says about the gospel. After spending 4 chapters talking about the issue between those who are trying to convince you of all the things you've got to do, Paul finally says this in chapter 5. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. What did Jesus come to do? My guess is it's got something to do with freedom, and now we're free. You know why I think that? Because Paul says freedom and free. He emphasizes this point over and over again. So we got to start with understanding this. Christ has set us free. Now we'll discuss what it means to be free and what we're free from. We got to solve that little equation next.